Hello. Today I'm gonna be ranking things. That's it. Let's get started. So here are the things I'm gonna be ranking. Fruit with one bite taken out of it that's just kind of left to sit around for nature and various things to take course. I think this is one of the most beautiful things in the world. Well, I do think it's a bit of a problem when it comes to like residential areas or like parks or public spaces. I do think it's quite gorgeous if you're doing this in those spaces, because it almost becomes a sort of protest against the idea that these spaces are not meant for nature and meant for all creatures. So I think this is quite gorgeous. I would honestly, I took this photo at my old college campus, and I think about it a lot. I mean, I think about this kind of image of fruit with a bite taken out of it, because there is a human action in it, while it's also a natural thing occurring to it afterwards. Let's go ahead and rank that. It's gonna be this one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I would put it in S tier, but it's kind of gross when it gets to a point where it's a little gross, and sometimes I just don't want to be around it, especially if it's somewhere where I want to like sit down and there's like something next to me that's like kind of gross. So let's move on to the next little thing here. A book that's somewhat used. Now, I think this picture is a little overzealous, right? That book is a little too used. I'm more speaking along the terms of somebody read it one time and then donated it to a bookstore, and now it's in your hands. Or even a library book that you're checking out, right? I think that this is the pinnacle of human achievement, that we can share these things and be one with each other when it comes to reading. I do think, however, it gets there is a sort of pleasure, a sort of selfish pleasure when it comes to having your own brand new book. And that does kind of suck, because it's this consumerist idea that capitalism has instilled within us, and that sucks. That sucks. Yes. But it does happen. So, sorry. Let's go back to the tier list. Now, of course, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I am only 20 years old. I know. You might be asking yourself, you're not 18? I thought you were but a teenager. No, I'm 20 years old. I turned 21 at the end of the year. Anyway, let's rank this. So a used book, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think I'm gonna put it above a fruit, one bite taken out of it. I think I am gonna put it above that, but I still think it's a beautiful thing. Alright, moving on. Let's see what's next here. Dark Academia. Okay. Now this is going to be controversial for me to say, but I'm tired of it. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sorry, but I don't want to romanticize the parts of my life that are the worst. I want to romanticize the parts of my life that are the best, And like, while romanticizing the worst parts of your life maybe do help with that, feeling, I don't think it's worth it. I also think that Dark Academia as a vibe is kind of boring. I mean, there's a lot of things in this world that are terrible, and we're choosing school and saying that that's so dark and gritty and gross, when really school to me is very beautiful. I mean, it's a collection of people all with a similar goal of learning new things, and I think that that's a beautiful thing. And to kind of construe that idea of school being, this collaborative place, Dark Academia is very isolated and very personal, and not a collaborative effort between many people, which college is. So I don't think that I'm going to rank this one high. Okay, guys? I'm sorry. I'm going to have to put Dark Academia in the D tier. I know. It's terrible though. I don't like it. Let's just move on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I don't like it. But you're watching this video, you can click off, like... No, I'm just kidding. Please don't. I love you. Whoever is watching this, I love you. Please stay with me. Oh, I'm sorry. That was cringe. Let's move on. Alright. Cicadas singing on a hot summer's day. Okay, So, cicadas singing on a hot summer day to me is very beautiful. I grew up middle America, Kansas. We have a lot of cicadas here. And when it's on a hot day, they are singing their hearts out. They are Adele in Vegas. They are Benson Boone. They are Ariana Grande hitting those whistle tones. You know what I mean? They are singing their hearts out. So I do think that there's this sort of beauty within that. However, cicadas are scary. And I hate when it's hot outside. And I don't like when a cicada gets near me. I don't like it. They're too big. They hurt sometimes when they are really flying and they hit you in the face. That hurts. I also don't like when they shed their skin and it kind of just is somewhere, kind of sitting on a wall. I think that's gross. I'm sorry. I do think that's a little gross. So, let's go ahead and rank this, okay, guys? I think there's a good balance here of beauty and horror and disgust. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in B. I'm gonna put this in B tier here. Okay. Let's move on to our next topic. Yeah. The walled city of Kowloon, a now demolished and forgotten city within the country of China. Now, this city was kind of spectacular in its formation. It was in this very odd plot of land that was this gray area, legally in China, and people went there and flooded there because there was no real laws prohibiting how you could build things. So there's these giant kind of mangled together buildings, right? And these buildings are a testament to human creativity and a testament to human survival. These buildings aren't built for their beauty. They're built for their purpose. To live in, to work in, and to shop and play in, you know? The roofs of these buildings were gorgeous. They hosted tons of people. People went up there to breathe, to get sunlight, because the alleyways and the floor of the city was so dark that you couldn't even see the sun during the day. There's these little dark alleyways that twist and turn and move around the city, and staircases everywhere, and you only could traverse the city if you knew the city, right? Kowloon, the city, is this gorgeous, just human city. It's the first city to be 100% human. And I don't mean that as in New York City is built by robots. Of course it's built by humans, but it has all these rules and limitations that stops people from doing exactly what they want. However, Kowloon did not have those restrictions. And there were only a few open areas where people would gather, where the classrooms were, where people would play, and it created this real sense of community. And a lot of the buildings as well were strung together with bridges that connected these buildings in a way that buildings don't do now. My apartment complex that I live in right now is completely separated. There's no way to get to the next building over without going all the way down the 3 flights of stairs and then all the way back up the next 3 flights of stairs the building over. And the building over, it's 20 feet away. There's room for cars to park between. So Kowloon was this city, a real urban jungle, right? There's these buildings like trees growing because of people. People are building, right? And the only reason they couldn't go any higher than you see in the picture, let me go back to the picture for you. The reason you don't see much height going on here, where they're getting taller, is because the only restriction they had was that there was this roof that they had to put on it because of airspace, and that the country of China needed as airspace. And there's this sort of, it's a truly boxed in city where humans just filled every corner and every inch with something. I also think it's just quite gorgeous. I mean, aesthetically talking, I don't want to go on for too much longer about this topic because I've already gone on for long. I know, I know. I'm sorry. I kind of obsessed with it right now. However, not a very safe city, a gross city. Not honestly not well built. It's not even here anymore. So let me rank this for you guys. I think I'm gonna put this in S tier though. I think Kowloon as a city, as a concept, is gorgeous and will never be replicated and can never be replicated and should not ever be replicated. But it's this piece of history that will persist throughout culture. I mean, thousands of pictures and videos and art made about this city still persists and is still relevant in our popular culture today. Let's move on to our next point though. Next up we have a chess piece, specifically the rook. I think the rook is the straightest piece in chess. I don't think... Okay, sorry. I think the rook is the straightest piece in chess. I mean, it can only go forward and back, left and right. However, because of its straightness, almost as an allegory for the world we live in today, it can go across the board, right? It has no limitations because of how straight it goes. Now, the queen also can go all the way across the board diagonally, horizontally, vertically, but she is also royalty, right? So she has this power because she's born into this family. The rook, however, is almost a common man, but not quite. He's still up there. He's not a pawn, but he's not a bishop or a knight. He's a rook. He's on the fringes of the society, right? But he still has this power because of his straightness, that he can go all the way across the board. And I don't like privilege. I don't like it at all. But I do have to admit that it's a well-designed piece in this board game. Tabletop game. Let's not call it a board game. I'd call it more of a tabletop game. So let's go ahead and rank the rook. I think I'm going to put it at C just because I don't like privilege. You know, I don't like what privilege has... I don't like what privilege has done, right? It's never done... I mean, it's done things for me, and I do admit that, and it's terrible, and I wish that the world was different, which I can recognize that as a white, straight passing man, I do have a lot of privilege in this world not afforded to me. Sorry. Wait. I do recognize that I have a lot of privilege as a white, straight passing man, but a lot of those privileges are revoked from many people in the United States of America and across the globe. And I do think that I don't like that, yeah. And I know that's a big thing coming from me, global superstar Larry. But, you know, I am, you know, talking about this, so it does make it important, right? I'm sorry. Okay, that was all a bit. That in bit. I mean, all the stuff I said about the rook was not a bit. But everything I said after that was kind of a bit. I hope you guys got the irony there. Otherwise, I'm going to look like an asshole. All right. Moving on. The Wednesday Addams Show. Labubu, Dubai Chocolate, Wednesday, Benson Boone, Gracie Abrams. All of these have something in common, and I can't quite place it. You know, maybe it's the commercialism of it all, which I'm sure is an aspect of this, which is to be noted, of course, but there's something else, and I can't place it. Let's rank it. I'm gonna rank the Wednesday Addams Show in C tier as well. I think there is some redeeming qualities about it. Mainly the acting from Jenna Ortega. And, I'm sure there's great people who worked on it, and Gwendolyn Christie does amazing as well, of course. Gwendolyn Christie can't do anything wrong, so of course there's great acting coming from her, but there's something about it. I can't place my finger on it, but there's something there. I don't like it. Let's move on. Girls in video games. Now this topic is important to me. I love video games, and I love women. Not sexually, but for years, the video game industry has treated women as objects, and I'm tired of it. I want to see more female-led video games, and I love girls in video games, and I love them not as a sexual object, but as characters, right? Most characters in video games who are girls, I think are well written and have interesting storylines and characteristics, but are not treated as fairly and not treated with as much respect as the male leads. And that sucks. That sucks. It really does. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish there were more female-led video games, and I think we'll see more in the future. I mean, we have Horizon and Horizon Zero Dawn, both great video games with a female lead, but I hope we see more. And specifically, I want to see more indie games that have humans in the lead roles. I feel like indie games a lot right now are kind of not human. Right? We're looking at animals, anthropomorphic animals, or objects, or aliens, or things of that nature, and I just wish there were more humans involved. Not in the creating. I mean, they're all created by humans, of course, but in the story itself. That's what I wish. Let's rank girls in video games. Alright, yep. I'm going to go ahead and put that at S tier. And you guys know why. Yeah. Girls in video games, going to go ahead and be an S tier for me. Love it. Love it. Yay! Alright, let's move on. The Burj Khalifa. Yeah. Big building. Big. Whew, big. Okay. And what else? The most interesting thing the Burj Khalifa has ever done is have Rihanna projected on it. And is that really interesting because of the Burj Khalifa, or is it interesting because of Rihanna? Let's go ahead and rank it. I am going to go ahead and put the Burj Khalifa in C tier. I think that's the right spot for it. It's whatever, and honestly, it's not as good as cicadas singing on a hot summer's day. I just don't think it is. Let's move on to our next point, yeah? Is that okay for you? Like, what? God, you're so... Sorry. I'm sorry. I love you. Am I being toxic? Maybe I should... Guys. Let's move on. If that's okay for you. To move on? Okay. Oh, you wanted me to move on a second ago? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's move on, yeah. Jane Birkin's Birkin. Jane Birkin's Birkin. Wow. So much to say in so little time. What a fascinating piece of fashion history. I think that Jane Birkin's Birkin is maybe the most important bag ever. I mean, the Birkin itself is incredibly important in the history of bags, but Jane Birkin's Birkin? I mean, just the name of it alone holds weight, right? It holds a sort of weight about it. I think that's very gorgeous and glamorous, and honestly is stunning. Let's rank it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put that in A tier, and I'm going to put it above used books and fruit as well. I think that it's gorgeous and beautiful, but it is also, in its own sense, consumerist and a little. It's kind of the great grandfather of Labubu, if that makes sense. Now, if that doesn't make sense, go ahead and drop a comment and tell me how I'm an idiot. Moving on. Beef 2023 title cards. Wow. What a time to be alive. To watch Beef come out. And these title cards, which are these gorgeous works of art with these just big, bold letters all the way across it. I think it's quite possibly the best title card of 2023. And if you disagree with that, drop your favorite title card of 2023 in the comments below. I'll let you know how I feel about that. If you guys even have those. I don't know if I'm the only person who cares about this or not. I might be, but probably not, hopefully. All right, let's go ahead and rank it first before we keep going. Okay, cut here. All right, cut here. Let's go ahead and rank this, yeah? All right, Beef title cards. That's going to go ahead and be at the top of B tier for me. And this is because I think that because it's on Netflix, it's just automatically down one. And I didn't like the ending of the show. Not the ending, but the final parts of the final episode I didn't like. All right, let's move on. The That's All scene in The Devil Wears Prada. What can I even say? Let's go and watch that gift back, yeah? I mean, wow. Wow. Meryl Streep and Hathaway, these opposing sides in this movie, but really are the same person. It's a truly wonderful movie, and has some great music too, especially the opening intro sequence. I think it's spectacular. Meryl Streep is just wow, you know? I mean, Meryl Streep. And Anne Hathaway. And Emily Blunt. Oh my god. And Stanley Tucci. Wow. I mean, wow. Like, I don't even know what to say. I don't know how to put into words why I like this scene so much. I'm sure if I sat down and watched it over and over again and took tedious notes and kind of compiled my thoughts, I'd be able to, but at this moment I can't. There's just this feeling within me that says that it's gorgeous. So let's go ahead and rank this, yeah? Alright, I'm gonna put it at the top of S. Of course I am. And I honestly want to switch a couple things around here, okay? I think I'm gonna put Wednesday Addams' show in the D tier above Dark Academia, however. And I think that's really the only change I want to make looking back. So, these are just some of the things that I have been, looking at just in general and kind of all my life. If there's anything you want me to rank, let me know in the comments down below. But I think that's going to do it for us today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun making it. I'd like to do another one of these. I'll do another Surfing the Web next week. That'll be a weekly thing, I think, depending on how busy I am all the time. But if you guys want to see this come back, let me know. If you didn't like it that much, I won't do another one. But I had a lot of fun doing this. And let me know what you guys think about these things. Did I rank them correctly? Should I have ranked them differently? Am I an idiot? Am I the smartest person you've ever heard talk ever? I'm not. Let me know. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks. Bye.
Life's so fun, got my mini skirt and my rollerblades on.